What would you get when you mixed The Sims and those cheesy abandoned island survival movies together? That's right, you get The Sims 2 Castaway, and from the majority of players, they said the game was weird. I'm pretty sure that's The Sims 3 by default, but do you really want to know what's weirder than that? The Sims 2 Castaway for your dumb phone. I found it as a byproduct when I was looking for The Sims 2 pet for mobile. Then I got sidetracked and played this first. But nonetheless, this video is all about The Sims 2 Castaway for mobile, from the start to the finish. So grabs for the air and embrace your inner survival instinct. Wow, start off with a good soundtrack. Gather around here, folks, and hear the tale of a man went by the name of Badio. He and his friends were on spring break, but unfortunately, some sort of a large wave maybe had washed them away to an unknown island, including Badio too. Therefore, it was up to him to figure out how to not turn into a decomposing corpse. Ouch, that looked like it hurt. Just like in every Sims game, you got your Sim needs and blah blah blah. You know the deal of how to take care of a Sim by now. But in Castaway, you would spend most of your time collecting resources rather than building up skills because it does not exist in this game. And avoiding deaths by controlling your inner impulse to not end it. It seemed like he was the first one to arrive on this island. Badio used his quick thinking and decided to build a shelter out of giant leaves, vines, and wooden rocks. He also gathered some bananas and coconuts for sustenance too. It did not look pretty and was not insect-proof, but that would do. After an okay night's sleep, he heard noises coming from the bay he washed it up from. When he went to check, what he found was another survivor. Oh, it was one of Badio's friends. Her name is Sandy. She's a snob but a good cook, and she needed him to gather some materials to build her a hut. In the search for things to build a hut, Badio discovered a waterfall nearby from his camp. And another hut, another survivor perhaps. Let's not bother them for now, but you know who else he could bother? A male surfer on the beach named Jeff, and he seemed to be the happiest out of the bunch. He offered a teaching of how to harpoon fishes if Badio brought him some driftwood for him to make a spear out of. How nice of him. After gathering enough resources, he returned to Sandy to give her the materials to build her a hut. What a well-built hut. Wow, it even had furniture. But that was not all from Sandy. She also wanted him to do some fishing for dinner. 5 red snappers and 3 coconuts, and she would make him a meal. So yeah, he went off to stab some poor fish with a little bit of package first. There you go, the ingredients you requested. After taking a nap to rest up from activities, he decided to go to the waterfall again to check if there were more resources for him to gather. And it looked like he finally knew who lived in that shack. It was one of his surviving friends, Leila. She has eyes for fashion, or went blind because of it. Since Badio's clothes, I hate this word so much, did not match the island aesthetic. She told him to gather some leaves and vines so she could craft a costume that fitted with the environment. And just right after, she challenged Badio to a dance-off? Whatever keeps your sanity intact, I guess. After talking a little bit more to make sure she didn't lose her mind, Jeff seemed to telepathically tell Leila that he needed Badio's help. What did he need to be helped with? Finding a surfboard that was not far from him. Dude, it was literally on the shore. How could you not see it? But good thing he gave Badio a stone axe as a reward. Oh, and he built the surfboard for him too, and offered it a questionable course on surfing that I could be described as a torture. Holy shit, Badio! Watch out for the shark! Maybe we can try his lesson later. To calm down from being almost ripped to death, he took a nice cold bath under the waterfall. And yes, if you don't clean yourself often, any other Sims will not talk to you, just like in real life. And after winding down for long enough, Badio decided to try surfing again, but this time he nailed it. What was I supposed to do again? Oh yeah, the stone axe. In the northeast of his camp, he used his axe to venture into the deeper part of the island and discovered it jungle. Well, that was not a revolution, but it had a lot of resource just to make sure you don't accidentally pick up the funny berries that taste like burning. Venturing deeper, Berio found a gambling orangutan? Maybe later. He also found some bamboo lying around for him to gather. Maybe he could use them to build something. Deeper than the jungle, what's certain that in there was a cave with lava and a sleeping caveman. I'm surprised that his furniture had not lost its screens one bit, and it seemed that was as far as Berio could go. He needed a light source, preferably a torch, for furthering the exploration. Unable to move further, he went back to his camp, then took a rest, dreaming about bananas and more bananas. It seemed that his dreams were influenced because of Higgins the orangutan. You can play the shell game with him, and if you win, he will give you prizes or eat bananas. For this time, he got a sewing kit. Better than nothing. Now that he had gotten to know the orangutan, what about a caveman in the cave anyway? Oh, he was not a caveman, but rather a long-time survivor named Carl, who was paranoid of monkeys and said something about treasures. As without saying, he needed Berio to bring him a disguise so that the monkeys would not recognize him, in exchange for the information about the treasures, of course. Speaking of disguise, I know the person who could make one. Oh, right. Leila's schedule is not the same as everyone else. She wakes up at noon and sleeps at dusk, but an old C9 who has narcolepsy. But instead of waiting or bothering her to wake up, Berio set away to use his time for upgrading his pets. And how could he do that? Well, Higgins offered a construction service using the materials he graduated. No hidden fees, of course. Well, what you look at that? It looked like a hut, it functioned like a hut, and it smelled like a hut. It was a hut that Berio could finally use for resting. After a well rest, he went back to the waterfall to check whether Leila had finally woken up or not. Leila said she would make a disguise only if he beat her in a dance battle rematch. She would also give him a torch too, for a rematch. And coconut groves. Wait, how did you know about the location already? Before leaving to bring the disguise to Carl, Berio thought he needed to change his style to fit in with the habitat first. There we go. And wow, he was actually rocking it. And for you, here's the disguise. Carl, I don't think the disguise would work. Monkeys are not bi or that stupid. Oh, come on now, you want a fish stew too? Fine, I'll get one. Maybe after I explored the coconut groves first. Living up to its name, there were many coconuts in that area. And you know what else like the coconuts? Monkeys. To befriend them, you need to bang the dumps while you bang coconuts. But that was not all of this island. On the north, there was a cave sprawled with chilies and bamboo rocks. And what the? Who was that guy? Oh, he's one of Berio's fans, Mike. He talked to computers more than humans. Okay, seriously, who did not survive from that boat crash? What did he supposed to do again? Oh, right, the fish stew. To make one, he needed 2 pineapples, 2 zucchinis, and yellowtails? Those veggies didn't look native. Maybe they had to be grown instead. Berio got to work by exchanging his bananas and resources to turn his camp into a nice off-grid living space, complete with fenced gardens and a somewhat sturdy hut. Still not insect-proof though. Since the garden had been built, Sandy wanted to grow various vegetables on those healthy soil, but Jeff took her seeds for some reason. So, what was the reason he stole her seeds? Well, I don't know, but he wanted Berio to serve for 50 seconds in exchange for the seeds. I swear to the Reaper if that was an attempt to get him eaten by hungry sharks. Thanks to Sandy's green thumb and whatever fertilizer she used, Berio harvested a bountiful amount of grown vegetables. This also included pineapples and zucchinis too. How thoughtful of her to grow them for us. But there was a problem. A fishy problem. Berio scouted around the islands for the sign of those fishes, and as far he could not locate them. Then he remembered that some fishes only come out at night. So for the rest of the day, he decided to spend his time collecting resources and paying with hitchings for a grand prize of a recipe book. Said he could use this. Then he spent his resources to buy more furniture for his home. And of course, he would have gave Cindy the recipe book, as if it was an attempt at flirting. Might get a clue what he was aiming for yet? No, not at that scarecrow. And yes, it was one of the pieces of furniture he bought. Besides shooing away naughty birds, he could also talk to it too for relieving his social needs. It could be more effective if it was a volleyball ball. At night, Berio searched many places in order to find those yellowtails. Ah, there they are. Good. Dalkar would not starve himself to death anymore. To not let the time be wasted, he also graduated, you should know this by now, more resources from locations. I'm sounding like a broken clock, not gonna lie to you. While he was gathering coconuts on the coconut grove, he encountered a pirate ghost. I think it was a correct move to ignore him for now. On the next day, he asked Sandy to make that fish stew, but before he gave that meal to the you-know-who, he asked Sandy to marry him, and it worked. But he needed wedding rings for the engagement, and apparently Hitchings had a pair. Before we do that, maybe we should give the soup to the car first. Sorry for making you starve for 2 days. Ingredients were hard to find. Okay, now could you tell me more about that treasure? Oh, come on now, you need a compass too? Look, I have a map of the entire island here. Whatever. By that scientist he was referred to as Mike. How did he know him? I don't know. Mike did not hand the compass out for free. He needed Berio to get his gases that were stolen by monkeys first. So he went to face the monkeys, then got Mike's gases back. He then came back to Mike to hand it back to him in exchange for a compass. However, that was not all for Mike. He also needed to get off the island so he could finish his research on llamas or whatever the heck. So Berio needed to build him a raft. But before that, he went back to Carl to hand him a compass. And finally, he spilled out the information of the treasure, using his map and his intuition. All they needed to do was to find the ghost of Captain Busto, because he might reveal the location of the treasure. Yeah, thanks for telling me all of that in the morning. Anyway, Berio went to Hitchings to acquire wedding rings and the best of the raft. With the wedding rings and the completed marriage, all that was left for him to do was to acquire more parts for Mike to build the raft. He got the sails from Layla, the oars from Jeff, and that seemed to be all. Before giving parts to Mike at night, he went to see Carl for the treasure. To his dismay, Carl was sleeping. Berio thought to himself that Carl was a watch for letting him do all of his work, so he went to find the treasure by himself. Captain Busto told him the location of that treasure. So, where was it? It was there, buried between bushes and a banana tree, just right behind Berio. Really? 10 jewels? I went through all of that just for these? Hang on a sec. These jewels are not even real. They are made of cheap plastic. Well, that was a waste of time. Hope you sleepwalking into the lava pit, Scar. Anyway, after all of that fetch quest, Berio headed back to Mike to hand him all of the parts he needed. And then so, the raft was built. But before he left, Mike wanted to throw a farewell party for everyone first. Yeah, but at everyone, he made everyone on this island, except sharks. I don't like them. What a fun party it was. But now, Berio had an important choice to make. Should he stay on the island or return back to civilization? This was a pretty heavy decision to make. On a side, he did not think the island was that bad. Sure, there were some hiccups here and there, but it was surprisingly pleasant. But on another side, he missed his hometown. He did not want to end up as a missing person or be hunted down by the IRS for not paying taxes if he gets discovered on any upcoming day. The possibility is low, but it never is zero. It was a tough decision to make, but finally he decided to leave the island and went back to civilization. Maybe in the future, he will return back to the island again with a better term. I don't know whether this video is the first complete playthrough of The Sims 2 Castaway for mobile. All that I know is this game was actually neat. It did its job as a Sims game with enough content to be recognized as a Castaway game. The sprites were not half bad either, but the best part of them all had to be its arrangement of the original soundtrack. This is how you use the sound font, and I think we all can agree that this game is a small shiny gem in a vast sand on a beach. And as ever, thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe like butter and bread. They go well together. See ya!